going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Trap House. Listen, I know a lot of you said you missed Thermostat. They'll be back next week. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, do you know why? You haven't subscribed. Y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Get me out of this trap house. At least get them to turn the lights up, okay? When you like, when you subscribe, when you do circulate this, what it does is it pushes me up in the algorithm so I can make more videos like this. If you don't like this video, well, I don't know what to tell you. You still gonna get it. In any case, let me get to the video and I will see you guys later. See, when I learn, when I have the views that I can learn how to edit, then you guys can get real fades. Until then, we're gonna have to do it like this. Oh, shit, wrong way. Okay, so let's get in the mess. So I think you guys saw Kevin Samuels on Tasha K's program. I made a whole video about it. I'm pausing on loading it up because his fans are crazy, but I'll do it because I'm bored, and why not? Also, you know who else is in their feelings? Speaking of people in their feelings, Simon. Simon is in his feelings. Y'all, before we get to Simon, did y'all see Apollo threatening, not even threatening, but I think he made a video and I literally had to be like, that's Apollo, because he looked like a crazy Arab man, but it was Apollo. Y'all Google the video if you don't know what I'm talking about. It was Apollo. He has like a alhamdulillah, like South Philly Muslim beard growing thick, right? And he's just like, yo, I told you. And I was just like, Phaedra, I wonder if Phaedra looks at those videos of Apollo and she's just like, I wonder. I really do wonder. Maybe I'll pull that video up for you guys while I'm talking trash. But Phaedra, I wonder if she just looks and be like, girl, I don't know. But you had to, because allegedly you were on a mattress in the trap house. Not this trap house, another trap house, but a trap house nonetheless. Let's turn this over here. Joe, he made a video challenging Joe to a boxing match or a fighting match or maybe a step up dance contest. Maybe Drew was going to officiate and be in the background and be like, come on, Apollo, serve them fools, right? I don't know what was going on with that, but I was just like, is Apollo on drugs? I know he's still on probation. He's probably getting drug tested. So I was like, okay, is he on steroids? I don't know. Do they test for, listen, let me get this video up so y'all can actually see. I'm just looking at, what pulled up was an old video of Apollo looking silly. Remember when Phaedra and Apollo, when she was like stepping out on Apollo and Apollo popped up Peter with that hyper energy? I can see, I can honestly see why he was like a little, she was a little shook because he had manic energy, and people that have manic energy, okay, it's go away with me with this, Apollo, right? Somebody wrote, go away with me from this. Go away from me with this, Apollo. He challenged another ex-husband to a boxing match. Yo, Apollo is wild. Here's the video. Let me turn my thing up, right? So you guys can actually see this, right? Here we go.
Show Giudice, this for you. Matter of fact, it don't matter who wants it. You want this smoke, you get this smoke. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of Jersey. We can pop it off. The husbands, whatever you want to do. Hey, truthfully, it don't even matter. Whoever wants this smoke, they can get it. And guess what?
What?
You already know who the champ is.
Who's champ?
You already know who the champ is.
Who's champ?
Holla at you.
Yo. Apollo better been using his own light ring filming that. He better been using his own light ring, because if he wasn't, I want to know who held the camera, who took the video, and who said, we got it. Apollo looked at, it's probably his girlfriend. Apollo and his girlfriend were sitting there eating breakfast, and Apollo looked at her and said, yo, let's make history tonight. And then they went and they filmed this video, and that was the history. I just had to say, so we started things off with a very lighthearted keke, but let's move on into what's going on. I still have my handy dandy notes, but now I'm taking some notes in my phone. Oh, Kandi responded to Wanye, right? from Boyz II Men. You know Wanye. Begging Wanye. He's always singing like he's begging. Kandi responded because I guess Wanye shaded her in some podcast. So she decided she was going to come back and speak on it. Shout out to the diva, Erika Jayne. I know her nerves were grated hearing speak on it. You know Kandi's her bestie's friend. Y'all, tag Kandi and Erika Jayne because she's like the biggest fan. I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. If y'all were on live last night, Erika Jayne went live today. It was actually pretty good. She was on Yard Stream. I think I'm going to download it. It was a really fun stream and podcast. And Rodney, the voice, he had his 20K follower party, and yo, it was a party. He was on the DJ. He was drinking watermelon margaritas. He stopped and said he was hungry. I thought he was going to come back with a cheesesteak or a hamburger or some type of food. This fool came back with a little carton of strawberries and blueberries from Whole Foods. Rodney, I guess maybe he's eating healthy, but I don't know. When I'm drunk, I'm like, I don't want any damn berries. Like, whatever it is, pour butter over it, you know. But it's so, like, I was in the room with them. We had so much fun. If you guys don't follow Rodney the Voice, of course you would. He's bigger than all of us right now. If you guys don't follow the Rodney's Voice, go over and follow, and also Erika Jayne. You won't be disappointed at all. But let's get into Kandi. She was talking about Wanye and when Wanye shaded her. And they tried to make it seem like, there was something, this and that. But when Kandi broke it down, basically it's a case of misogyny. Let me roll through this really quick, right? She said that they were all talking about the splits. The splits is what you do to decide who's going to get credit for the songs that works out in the end for royalties. The more you write, the more splits you get. She said she likes to work on splits right then and there because if you wait any time, people are going to be like, nah, did you? And people get amnesia. Kandi, at that point, she had a moderate amount of cess, but back then, Boyz II Men, you remember how big Boyz II Men was, right? So Sean wasn't even there, they said. Or was it Nate? Nate wasn't even there. One of them wasn't even there. I'm sorry. Anyway, one of them wasn't there, right? And she said they worked on 2 songs. One of the songs they equally contribute. The other one, she pretty much wrote most of it, right? So that's actually what happened. She said that they were all busting it up after they written, talking, laughing, all this, key. And what happened was she was like, okay, so like, what's up with the splits before we go? And they were like, what do you mean what's up with the splits? And she was like, what's up with the splits? And they were just like, uh-oh, like, right? And that's the way they were. So anyway, she said that they were like, listen, well, they made a deal. She was like, cool. She thought it was fair and she went. So then she said as soon as she left, her manager got a phone call from them. I think Wanye was the one that called, but they were all in the background, right? And Nate wasn't even there. So it was only 3 of them. So Wanye was on the phone and he starts like literally lighting Kandi up to her manager. I guess they didn't know that Kandi's manager was right there next to her. She probably had it on speakerphone, or maybe they didn't know, right? And she was like, how dare Kandi come out her mouth to ask for anything, this, that, and the third, really giving it to her. So the manager was like, all right, you know what, how about tomorrow morning we just discuss this? So they come to the studio. Kandi is the songwriter. She said it was her and Shakespeare, right? Kandi's the songwriter. She comes into the studio and she opens the door for them. They don't say shit to her. They brush by her. One of them kind of bumped. She did say it was a narrow hallway, but they still brushed into her. And then when they sat down her manager, they said, we're not going to talk while she's in the room. She's the songwriter. She's the one that's paying the manager. And they refused to talk to her while she was in the room, right? Again, Kandi was like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. She didn't care about the shade because there's nothing it can do with her career. She said Mike did apologize to her, but she was just flipping out because they didn't want her there. They were so rude. They were so disrespectful. And they act like she should have been honored to actually be there. Y'all, Wanye should have kept his damn mouth shut. But it's weird, and maybe it's a little bit jealousy. That's why he's talking about it now, because he's mad that Kandi is up and stepped and you are doing reunion tours. I guess. And Kandi's career is still on the rise. So let's give it up to Cream Kandi. Now let's talk about, why did I throw that away? Let's talk about what everybody's been talking about, Porsha Williams. Yo, it's come out that Simon is cousins to a married African man. He's a huge billionaire. He's even bigger than Simon, but he's married, right? And his wife is actually a power player too. I don't want to say the names because I don't want to get shut down in copyright, but this is apparently allegedly. Apparently, he's the one that bought Porsha that white Rolls Royce. But when his wife found out about the affair, he had to go skedaddle and get rid of that. I guess Porsha saw that relationship and said, I want that for me, right? Now, there was something actually released. What was released was, hold on, let me pull my notes up. Y'all gonna have to get used to me getting my notes off of my phone. The thing that was actually released was, where are we at? Sorry, y'all. I know I should press pause, but I'm not. I'm not. Oh, is this it? This is it. Hold on. It's gonna be worth it, I swear. Okay, y'all. So I found it. It says, it's my understanding that you remember that one of the seasons, the reasons that Claudia was on the show, she said that the white Rolls Royce that Porsha got was given to her by an African man, a married man, right? I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it was actually Simon's cousin. I'm hearing that Simon's cousin that was married and is still married, he gave her a car and she sold it like 3 years ago. And fast forward to now, she's now engaged to Simon. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many complexities here. So basically it invalidates what Claudia said about getting that car from an African. It shows that she's been trying to do it for some time. This is make the jump. This is quoting Claudia, what she said on her show, right? Now she did get into the stuff about with Cordell, the way they tried to make that scene to make it seem like she was pushing up with Cordell. But even then, that's Cordell's Porsha ex-husband. Even then, she didn't really feel comfortable with that. And her and Porsha weren't even cool. So she wouldn't go down with it. When they got cool, that was the end of it, right? She didn't try to start anything. It was all for a scene. But once they got cool, she thought, of course, the same thing we think about her. She's really nice, really bubbly, very everything. However, she did make a point, right? And her point was, when you do things like this, you got to make sure that what you're into is really, really secure. Shout out to my viewer that told me a Hail Mary is not a basketball term, it's actually a football term. But when you go for a Hail Mary, you need to make sure that what actually lands is actually in the end zone, right? When it comes to things being in the end zone, you have to make sure that, you have to make sure it's secure, because Porsha's messing up a lot of opportunities. Even in the civil rights, the Baptist church, people do not look kindly on people stealing other people's mates. Now, I know if it's a man, you'll look the other way. But when it comes to women, people don't like that Delilah spirit moving through, especially when you show that you're willing to move foul. So anybody that has any type of net worth, why would you ever invite Porsha to be in there? Now, here's the thing, right? The wife, Porsha's wife, the married African's wife, the first one, not Simon, didn't like it, right? There are rumors that Fallon is cheating with her assistant, but honestly, if Simon's saying that the thing for divorce was January 1st, then do we even know Fallon's cheating, or maybe she's dating just like Simon is? The thing is, all these rumors are coming out, and Fallon does have a gag order. So everybody's saying that she needs to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I don't see how she can actually hold a peach if she has a gag order. I really don't. Like, those things are not exclusive, right? I mean, they're mutually exclusive. Like, how are you going to talk? And I don't feel about any binder time riddles being on Real Housewives of Atlanta when Fallon's in every scene, we're like, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? And she's just like, I don't really want to talk about that. Do you see what I'm saying? If she can talk freely, then yeah, bring her on. And everybody's just like, oh, Fallon shouldn't get a peach. Marlo shouldn't get a peach. Is there something I'm missing? Because as far as peaches, can't you just give them and take them away? Like, why can't we bring new people on, give them a peach, try them out? If it doesn't work, take them away. What's this whole thing with being a friend or being a peach? Just give everybody a peach. Just throw a pound of peaches at them. Anyway, Sheree, now she needs to come back. Sheree's not under a gag order. The only thing she's doing is getting to that. Sheree is the ultimate scammer. She is the real life embodiment of Joanne the Scammer. If y'all don't know who it is, Google Joanne the Scammer, one of the funniest comedians. I think it was Brandon Thomas, or his name's Brandon. I hope he's doing okay because he hasn't done anything in a while. But Sheree is the female equivalent of Joanne the Scammer. Why do I say that? Because Sheree is in Africa at the inauguration for the president of Uganda. Yes, there we go. For the inauguration of the president of Uganda, Sheree was actually invited and is actually there. Sheree is always where the money reside, Anyway, Sheree is over there and she runs in the same circles as Simon. I would love for her to be on the Real Housewives just so she can spill tea. Now, I know she's not going to spill it enough to drop a bag from that African money because clearly that's how Chateau Sheree got built. But I want to see her on there just to see Porsha sweat, you know? Unless the one wild card everybody hasn't thought about, which I just thought about Sheree. Sheree has flunky tendencies. Remember when she scuttled under Kim KKK Zolak allegedly, right? I'm sorry, Kim KKK Bierman allegedly, right? And she was always on the losing team, and she never had any discernment to know what the winning team was in. Whoever was the titan that was going to take over, she was on the opposite person's head. So she scuttled under Kim, and then she got bought back, and she scuttled under Kim again. And Kim left her out there, and Bravo left her out there. So even though I think Sheree would have the bones, I really do think that if Porsha played nice with her, showed her a way that she could get money or secured on the show, she would get underneath Porsha. So, I don't know, maybe that's why they haven't, actually bought Sheree back, because Sheree has that tendency to always pick the losing team. There's also finalizing the divorce, right? There's also finalizing the divorce. The divorce is not going to be finalized at earliest till November 6th, and that's if there's no continuous. It will be over Skype because all court cases that are non-pressing urgent are over Skype, right? All immigration cases, all family matter law cases. I think even criminal cases, but maybe not criminal. And when I say criminal, I mean capital. Criminal cases that you need to be in front of a jury, because I don't think that they'll trust juries being Skyped in, right? Let's talk about Fallon's business, why it is in the street. Do you think Porsha's leaking this through Simon? Porsha would be dumb enough to do this. You know, there are certain women that when you see the guy talking shit about his ex, you get nervous because you're like, first of all, why are you still talking about this girl? But second of all, when you see them doing petty, ignorant stuff, that makes me nervous. Not because I have so much love for the ex. I've never done a Porsha Wilton, make no mistake. It's not because I have so much love for the ex. It's just the point that I'm like, that could be me. When you look at the odds, most relationships don't end in marriage. They don't end in anything long term. They're about a year and then they fall apart, right? So when I see somebody treating their ex grimy, talking shit about their ex, trying to destroy their ex, that makes me nervous. Because I'm like, most likely than not, this is statistically speaking, probably gonna be me. And when we fall apart, I know I'm not perfect, but I think I am, right? Two sides. But the thing is, it's like, I don't want you in the street spreading my business, right? So it's a good sign when someone's just like, what's going on with your ex? And they're just like, I mean, it is what it is. It's done and let's move on. To me, I'm like, all right, so we ever break up, you're not going to be throwing my business in the street, this or that. So it came up that people were asking, how did LaToya know all Fallon's business? See, let's go back to the golf club incident. And when Fallon was running through the kitchen, triggered to get the golf club. And if you guys rewind that, right? If you guys rewind that, you will see Porsha looking like nervous because I think she was already sleeping with Fallon's man. But why was Fallon so mad? It's almost like the shots LaToya was taking was triggering her, and she knew that there was something going on. One of my subscribers actually pointed out, right? She knew that there was something going on. I'm going to start screenshotting y'all names so I can give y'all shout outs. I swear, right? But she knew something was going on, but she didn't know where it was coming from, so she really, really flipped out, right? And when you think about it, that's actually what happened. How did LaToya know that Simon and her were broken up? LaToya doesn't run in Simon and Fallon's thing. Listen, LaToya forever, never, ever, ever, forever, depending on who says it. She gets money, she does this, but even with who she chooses to roll with, she doesn't roll in those rich African circles, right? And she doesn't roll in the Porsha circles either, like a Atlanta socialite. She is a mom to 3 kids, and she has her boyfriend. Sorry, y'all. I'm talking so much. I need to get some oxygen in, right? She knew about this. She knew Simon had taken back the jet. She knew all of the business. And it's almost like because Simon is that crafty Gemini and Porsha is more than happy. Even the way she was like from a previous marriage, as if you didn't even want to speak Falyn's name. Man, get out of here, right? Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, where was she getting that information? I bet you Simon was feeding it to Porsha and Porsha was feeding it to LaToya, right? And finally, Simon probably did it in that crafty Gemini way. They made it seem like, he was giving up tea, and Porsha was just like, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, right? And somebody said, I think it was Al Roker, not Al Roker, but Al whatever was talking about how this is a bad move because it really, really, really affects her deals. A lot of people feel some type of way. She had to turn comments off of her Instagram. I know what you're saying, but even it's been all over Twitter that her stans are trying to do that little walk of shame back into, because no matter how much you like Porsha, no woman likes somebody stealing her man. The guys don't like it either. But here's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, well, why can't it be just like guys? And guys just and get to the business deal. Because guys have been socialized that their value, their pride, their ego, their esteem comes from the money they get. So it's actually even a bigger dunk on your hater if you can go and get that money from under them, because once the money's there, yeah, that's who's king. That's why Simon was ego tripping off of Dennis, Porsha's baby dad, lighting a cigar and having to smoke a cigar with them, knowing he didn't want to smoke a cigar with them, right? Again, everybody's just like, oh, Dennis don't care. He's happy to be done with a problem. No, he's not. No, or maybe he is, but it's also the fact that Simon has money and he can't afford to mess up that relationship. He can't afford, the hot dog king of Atlanta cannot afford to go against a Nigerian oil baron. It is what it is. This is how men flex. This is how men dominate, right? It's through the money. Women, traditionally in society, right, do not flex and dominate through money. I know they do, right? You look at Kandi, but nobody, if Todd left Kandi and they found out that Todd was sleeping with Carmen, allegedly, I'm not saying he is, this is all a made up scenario before anybody starts to do this. But if we found out Todd was sleeping with Carmen, Kandi has all the money. Kandi's the person. Kandi's that. Would anybody be like, ooh, Todd messed up, he lost the room? Well, no, they would be dragging Kandi through the seat saying, yeah, you couldn't keep a man. Because why? In at least American patriarchal society, we are schooled that a woman's value is her looks. And that's where your power comes from. Who's the most, remember I said that erotic currency, who's the most sexually desirable, right? And men's come through who can get the most money. Because we are socialized that we have to protect and guard this erotic currency, then it becomes something, I know I keep playing with my hair, it's like 8 days past wash day, but whatever. It becomes like an affront if somebody comes into your house, smiles in your face, and steals your man. The same way that y'all are like, oh, men just get to the money. The same way if a guy came in, if Dennis came in smiling in Simon's face and then somehow messed up a bag for Simon, the same way Simon would be at Dennis's butt the whole time. That's how women are. So it seems to me when people are like, oh, why can't you just like be like men and get to the money? Men and women are taught to value different things. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's wrong, but let's just understand it's different. And if a man's money is messed up by another man, please believe he just made a mortal enemy for life. Like whole movies have been written about it, TV shows, books. So please stop acting like men are these enlightened beings, where literally it's just they just have different focuses and different goals. Moving on, right? So Al said that Bravo used Porsha for Black Lives Matter. She played into it. I believe they did use her for the Black Lives Matter storyboard, just like Nene said, because they wanted her to be a deflection, right? They wanted her to be a deflection for everything the network's going through. Bravo better fix that problem with diversity. They need to, because listen, all their shows that are really adding up, all those shows that used to have them at the top, all the ratings are down. And one of the reasons the ratings are down is the world has changed since Bravo started. When Bravo first started, we thought it was perfectly normal that we had segregated cast houses. We thought it was perfectly reliable that everybody in the OC was white, everybody in the Beverly Hills was black, everybody in New York was like Jewish Upper East Side, everybody in Atlanta, black of course, everybody in Miami, some type of Latino. While those are the predominant races, we know in rarefied top 10%, top 1% circles, it's in America at least, it's money to get you access. Their model for putting together cast, their model for what is acceptable, their model what's not acceptable, it has changed so much through the years, and Bravo hasn't evolved. It hasn't evolved. So that's why they're starting to look old. That's why they're starting to look staid. That's why they're starting to look very, at best, racially insensitive, at worst, racist. Why? Because they have not evolved to see America. America has changed very, very quickly. And with the current administration change that happened, it let everybody know that we've changed more toward the light than going back toward prehistoric times. And I think Bravo really needs to keep up, but they can't, because all the people that that they staffed with the production company, the heads of the corporations, all those people are still the same. And they keep asking, like, what's going on? What's going on is you guys need to get some fresh blood that actually sees America the way it actually is. That's all I'm saying. Also, the last thing, the way that thing that's going on in Real Housewives of Dallas, I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch that show because I found that redhead really ignorant and really racist. And I'm done supporting. I'm done. And also the show is trash. The show is trash, right? You kick Leanne off because I guess Leanne said disparaging things to Mexican Americans, and she should have, right? Because you can't be racist. I stand against it, even though I thought Leanne was funny. But then I was like, but then why'd you keep the redhead girl that she is passive aggressive? She weaponizes her tears. She is disrespectful. She is gross. I just don't like the way it was going. And apparently Cameron Westcott, which I'm not going to lie, the few times I did watch it, I thought she was amusing. But she said something really, really, she called an Asian woman racist and said she's being racist to Asians. The white girl said that to her, right? Cameron Westcott against somebody that was actually Asian. Bravo stayed silent, but they finally issued something. But apparently Cameron Westcott comes from a very wealthy family in Dallas, and her husband are trying to destroy this woman just because the Asian woman said, Dr. Tiffany Moon said, it's not enough to be not racist, you need to be anti-racist. I don't know, it's a mess, it's dumb. Bravo is just behind the times. They really better watch out before something happens to them. Oh, you guys, also, Pilar had her birthday party. Such cuteness. Look at these pictures. I'm gonna show y'all the pictures. Look at this. The theme was Baby Shark. Look at this. Drew was there, but you notice she didn't post about it. She's out on any pictures. I guess Drew doesn't want to answer anything about the Delight of Spirit. How do we know Drew was there? Because Ralph was there. And we know that you do not leave your man around P. Willie, not even for anything. I don't care if it's a funeral. I'm going to, right? But look at these pics. Aren't these so cute? There's Lauren. I was listening to Erika Jayne's podcast, and she was saying that Lauren and Porsha look just alike. But somebody pointed out that Porsha and Lauren go to the same place because she said she wanted their faces to match. Yo, this better be photoshopped. I'm not saying that Porsha is real with child, but I'm saying her face is starting to look a little bit different. And also, I think Simon is telling her that he likes short hair because this is the longest I've seen her without extensions in her hair. Also, even that red outfit at the gym, girl, you could still be early on in pregnancy because your waist is not small the way it used to be, but not even that. You can work out while you're pregnant. I did actually have a thought though. It's the last picture, really cute. Look at this. Pilar looks so cute. I did actually have a thought though. You know, I wonder if Simon is now putting pressure on Porsha to slim down her curves so she looks more socially acceptable to the jet-setting trophy class that he wants. I'm not saying Porsha's body is not a trophy, but I'm just saying I wonder if Simon is putting pressure on them to go back. Also, Kandi got renewed for another season of The Chai. I screenshotted that. So that's good. Miss Burruss is growing and growing. Yo, if Kandi, this is another one of Pilar's birthday, if Kandi wins an Oscar, an Emmy, a Golden Globe. I will be done. Oh, speaking of being done, Kate Chastain, she was in the Bravo chat room. Remember that girl that was with her, that girl Hannah, Porsha, and Giselle, the Bravo chat room. Some people said it's canceled. Some people said the season's just over. Nobody really knows, right? But Kate Chastain gave some interesting details about Bravo's chat room during a podcast with T. Faison, right? She said that Leah McSweeney tested for chat room. Leah McSweeney tested for chat room, but I guess she didn't get it. I don't know who that is. She said Kate regrets having Hannah on. She said Porsha is a star, a great actress, and a liar. She said Hannah is also a liar, and that's why her and Porsha get along so well. She then said, and this is what you want to read, Porsha is a master at spinning anything. She said Porsha could crash her car into a bus full of children and then make it seem like she was the hero. Yo, that woman read Porsha down to the ground, ran her down to the ground. If I was Porsha, I would be in my feelings about that, right? Because she read her really, really well. However, you know who else is in their feelings? Simon Guibadia. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'll just call him Simon G, right? He had a whole message. He said, when you feel comfortable disparaging a grown-ass man you don't know, it tells a lot about your character and how you may feel about your very own parents. Think about that. You know why Simon makes me sick? I'm going to tell y'all, right? Simon makes me sick because he thinks he's so smart and he's not. You're just around stupid people. So basically what Simon thought he did was do a classy read. When he said, this tells you a lot about your character and how you may feel about your very own parents. He basically said in a high key, in his side, a really elegant read, yeah, and your moms and your mother and your father. If somebody's like, yeah, you're fat, yeah, and your mom's fat too. That's basically he was doing. Simon, this makes no sense. You're uncomfortable because now everybody's talking about that Porsha's been with everybody, right? Porsha's been with everybody, including you. You think you have the money to make everybody look down. But also, we all know from this, a lot of my subscribers, I'm going to start giving you guys shout outs. We're in the comments. If you can, start reading the comments of my videos. There's so much good stuff in there. Saying that when it comes to Nigerian culture, like the men are not stupid. Now, I'm interested to see where this goes. I did a tarot reading on it. This said it's going to hell. But they said the men are not stupid. They're very crafty with protecting their money, protecting their assets. The child will be taken care of, but that's as long as the woman stays on the good side of the man. But I mean, that's the way it is in America, right? Too. If the man is very wealthy, you try to stay on this good side, so the child will be the most blessed, favored, right? Yeah, I'm interested to see where this plays out because Simon is mad. He's posting stuff on his Instagram. I know he feels that Porsha is his ticket to getting that gold star and finally being a household name so he can get more Jessica Rabbits. You guys follow my my community page. I posted a picture of his side piece, Jessica Harris. We know her name, right? You better go, Jessica. We know Jessica Harris's name, but we know Jessica Harris's name, and she's down at premieres. And she is in this red latex dress looking chef's kiss, right? So there's going to be a whole bunch of Jessica Rabbits, a whole army of these Barbies moving on Porsha. And that's what Simon wants. He wants to walk in. Because here's the thing. When Simon walks into a restaurant, and this is what bothers Simon, right? When Simon walks into restaurants in ATL, people may or may not know who he is, but he gets treated like a king because he has his money, right? And once he makes it clear, like he starts ordering bottles and he's ordering the most expensive thing on the menu and all this stuff, everybody's just like, oh, he must have money. Oh, maybe he's a rich African, but nobody knows that until he starts spending, right? So he has to stay in very small circles that know him. But if he gets on Real Housewives of Atlanta and his face is recognized, all of a sudden everybody knows when he pulls up, yo, that's the Nigerian billionaire from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And he gets treated like royalty without having to flex his money. He'll still flex his money because that's what he's into, but that's what he's looking for. When y'all were like, he's rich. Why would he care? Because rich people are used to being put on the pedestal and it annoys them. Right? That when they walk into a store and they want service, they just see some guy, right? with the beard and like the uncle flip-flops, and you know, maybe he's dressed in ill-fitting 2021 spring Louis Vuitton, like Simon tends to be, right? And they're just like, who is this joker? It's not until he starts flexing and builds a relationship that they know who he is. And that's the thing, Simon wants everybody to desperately know who he is. So anyway, he's mad that people are talking about him, disparaging him, saying this, saying that. But the funny thing is, he didn't say that it wasn't true. He didn't say it wasn't true. That's the thing about Simon and being that crafty Gemini. You have to really, really listen to Geminis because they actually don't lie. They just leave space for you to put your own thoughts in. So the lie and that, and again, we know what it is, right? To leave space is to be like, you lied. But in Gemini's mind, they're like, no, I left enough space for you to fill in the blanks. So if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at yourself because you're the one that filled in the blanks. I didn't say anything. That's what Simon is doing with the date for the mistress, saying he didn't cheat on Fallon, but he didn't say anything about Porsha, right? Truth be told, Porsha doesn't care. Porsha does not care that man might have had a girlfriend on Monday and asked her to marry him on Tuesday. She doesn't care. She's trying to secure the bag. But like a lot of the Nigerians said, yeah, it's not going to be as easy as you thought. These is not American men. But Portia's been messing with Africans long enough that she might actually know what she's doing. After all, she did get a Bentley. So go figure, right? So there's also the one last blind item that they said was solid. We're going to get into that. With the exception of one cast member, this is for Real Housewives of Potomac. With the exception of one cast member, none of the cast of this Housewives franchise was going to the big event scheduled for this weekend for the cast member. They're now being forced by producers to attend or risk not getting paid. This is supposed to be Real House of Potomac. I can't wait for this season. And this is for Karen Huger's vow renewal, right? It's supposed to be a takedown season. Now, there are reports now that that's simply untrue, and all the cast came because they wanted to. Y'all, I think this actually did happen, and they didn't go, because I remember how mad Bravo was that fight between Monique and Candace got leaked. Monique leaked it because she panicked, and she needed to paint herself as the good guy and Candace as the liar, because I honestly think she was worried about any other rumors come out. And she was doing damage control. You do what you got to do. Everybody's laughing at her. You might have lost your champagne glass, but you still got your house. You still got those kids. You still got Baby Shark, or whatever he is, the Shark Tales, i.e. Chris, right? Which, by the way, I talk about this in my old thing. Monique's talking about this another video. Monique, right, was talking about she still thinks that there's a conspiracy that NBC Universal is trying to shut them down, and Bravo, because they don't want to see black love. They don't want to see black love. And you know what, though? She's right. NBC Universal is bullshit, and they don't want to see black people doing well, at least right now. Not NBC, but Bravo has an issue with the way they treat their black cast and staff. That's the thing. Nene was the right message, but I honestly think she was the wrong messenger, because she didn't care until it stopped benefiting her. But I am looking at the Potomac. I am looking at Atlanta. I am looking at the way Beverly Hills, they have said racist stuff. OC, they're just like a Trump den, right? They're probably hosting fundraisers right now. And I gotta be honest with you, I really do think that, I really honestly do think that Bravo has a problem with the way it treats its black classmates. They have a big problem. That said, Monique, ain't nobody thinking about you and Chris. They had a problem with the way they treat it for other things, and you're trying to use that to cover up the fact of why your Instagram account keeps going down when you get new subscribers. I'll tell you why. You had a bunch of fake bots. And what Instagram does for the 18th time is, if you have fake bots and then you get real subscribers, Instagram knows they're fake bots, but they're fine, right? But when you get real subscribers, it takes away a bot and it leaves you with that real subscriber. So even though you get fake bots, it's almost like you have to work up to a certain level to actually keep those bots. That's what they do. What else is going on? Erika Jayne's husband is trying to play like he's sick so he doesn't have to pay. He just had his Benz repossessed. The courts repossessed his Benz. I would laugh about this, but if he was smart enough to defraud and smart to do all that, please believe he has a lot of Swiss bank accounts and he has a lot of old offshore accounts that he's not going to be able to get to. I mean, they're not going to be able to get to the courts. The only thing is, I think her husband is 76. He might even be 80 right now. If they put him in jail for 10 years, you know, if you're 30 and you have like 500 million sitting overseas in an account in Switzerland, you're like, okay, what is it? Fed jail, not state, because state is where Oz and like Adabisi will get you, right? But if it's state, right? If it's Fed, it's like, all right, I can do 10 years in Club Fed. Teresa did 2 years and she came out looking like a Greek goddess, right? By the way, Mellisa Gorga and Kenya Moore are hanging out, and so is Teresa and Thing. Yo, y'all drag me, but there's an affinity. There is an affinity. But to go in jail when you're 80 and come out when you're 90, what's the 500 million worth? Tom, you might as well give Erika the passcodes and the key to the safe so at least she can enjoy her life, right? Yeah, that's about it. You know, Tiny and T.I., they're done with Shakina because Shakina keeps putting on blast. Shakina's so stupid. She got on Instagram Live to defend Tiny and T.I. and admitted that everything that they said happened. The only thing is that girl was greedy for money. That's why she's coming up. Shakina is an idiot. And honestly, all those lives she did and all her inside knowledge, they're going to subpoena her. And Shakina is probably going to be the nail in the coffin, allegedly, right? But then Shakina got on and she was like, if anything happens to me, it was Tiny and T.I. Yo, they need to get them out of here. Also, Bill and Melinda Gates, you know they broke divorce because, so apparently they were supposed to divorce because of his connections with Jeffrey Epstein. They were doing business deals. They had something together. They said that she's been thinking about it since 2019. The only thing is, Bill and Melinda Gates are such big powerhouses that if they divorce, it would have destabilized world markets because everybody's like, what's going on? The assets is going to be nasty, this, that. The only reason they've agreed, the day that she announced her divorce, he quietly transferred a couple of billion in stock over to her. This is not even what's with the foundations and stuff. Why did they do that? They did that to send a thing to the world markets that everything was fine. They weren't going to destabilize and this was going to go away peacefully. Y'all, when money's involved, it'll make anybody peaceful. He also even had this thing where he was always, he had a deal where once a year he could go away with his girlfriend he was with before before Melinda, and actually spend a long weekend with her. Yeah, they had an arrangement but she looks the other way. Porsha Williams, I hope you are ready, except for Simon does not seem like a Bill Gates. Simon is trying to play all day. He's literally having fun, but also, you know that when you listen to the story, Bill Gates actually said that he actually called that girl before he asked Melinda to marry her and been like, I'm thinking about asking her to marry me. What do you think? Do you think it's a smart move? And the girl was like, yeah, absolutely. That girl gave him permission to marry Melinda Gates and then saw him once a year. Not bad. I'm sure he bankrolled her whole life unless, or invested in her business so that she didn't need anything. I mean, it's a nice deal. If you can get it if you can. Yeah, that's it. Listen, like, comment, subscribe. I think I am going to post that Kevin Samuels thing with what's his name, because you know what? I want the smoke. Bring it. And plus those idiots, Kevin Samuels fans are like Porsha's fans. It's Natasha K. Interview. I'm going to post it as a separate thing. Kevin Samuels fans are like Porsha's fans. Vicious, dumb, wrong. Now, let me get this straight. Any stan is vicious, dumb, and wrong. But it's that way where they'll jump in the comments, talk shit, and you're just looking like, I know you didn't even listen to the video. You just saw a title, you saw a woman, Kevin said attack, and that's it. But this video with Kevin Samuels and Tasha K, I break a lot of stuff down, a lot of stuff they reveal. Go ahead and watch it if you guys got to go to work tomorrow, if you're tired of listening to your boss, if you're tired of your family, pop those headphones in and join me in the Trap House. And yo, everybody said they were bringing me my Snapple, my Arizona mango iced tea, my kiwi strawberry Snapple, some hot Cheetos, and bring some Andy Cap hot fries. And while we're at it, an oatmeal cream pie, and if you can find it, a chocolate covered Twinkie. But don't get the whole pack. I want the single ones that they open up the box where you buy it and it says not for resale, and they sell them for, instead of 35 cents, they sell them for $0.25. All right, I will see y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. If you made it to the end of the video, share it with your friends, post it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, use me in your content. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much, and